One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. Then let me be free. One day I'm gonna be free. Mentally and physically, emotionally and spiritually. One day I'm gonna be free. I'm standing at the crossroads, feeling like a lost soul. Don't know where I wanna go, but all I know is I wanna be free. They're telling me to let it be, but that just ain't in me, no. Jealousy and envy, but all I see is I wanna be free. See everything I wanna be, exactly what I'm gonna be. Don't let it get the most of me. Eventually, I'm gonna be free. See everything I wanna be, exactly what I'm gonna be. Yeah. One day I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna be free. Let me be free. One day I'm gonna be free. Mentally and physically, emotionally and spiritually. Yeah. One day I'm gonna be free. I told them take their aim off me. Stop trying to get a name off me. If they would just let me be, I'm gonna be free. I told them take some chains off me and throw away the locks and keys. If they would just let me be, eventually I'm gonna be free.
They're back.
What up, everybody? What up, everybody?
What up, though?
Man,
What's going on?
another 7 days done went by. You know what I mean? And we right back here doing this one again. So for everybody don't know, I'm Archbishop Mike Ball, and we got Aaron, aka Knife Man, and this is the Dominant Effect. So before we get into this story, as we do always, find out what everybody done for the week, and make sure everybody good and the family good and the kids good and everything else. So
The things that matter.
yes, we're gonna start with you first, Mike. How was your week, brother?
Yeah, man, it was a great week. It's I probably got about 2 more weeks until I can walk again, which is going to be great. You know, obviously, and it's going to be a nice thing. This little update on that. You know, it's been a lot of food. It's been a lot of good times with family and you know, good drinks and you know, the nonsense. So yeah, it's been good on this side though. It's been good. How about you, Aaron?
Everything's going good with me right now. I've got a gun show in Butler County Fairgrounds this weekend, so I've been gearing up for it and just looking forward to this weekend.
Okay.
Good deal. Good deal.
Well,
family
what,
good, everybody good.
that's what I was gonna say. Is like, well, what about is everything else good though?
Oh yeah, man. I just like staying busy, you know. I hate just sitting around the house doing nothing. It makes me feel like I'm just sitting around aging, you know. So I like to get out.
You can
and do
feel
something.
the age. Start
Right.
working quicker. Yeah, I get that. I get that. So Archbishop, I got a question. We had a crazy looking flyer, like a movie flyer going on in the beginning. What's going on there, dude?
Oh yeah. Well, you know, I've been telling everybody for months about the movie that we had done, Rotten Dirty. Got me and Big Bone 1%er in it, along with a plethora of different people in it. Man, it was a great set, great movie. They're doing the premiere on that movie October 20th.
Oh man,
man, it's a bunch of people coming in town to check this premiere out. It's a full red carpet affair to view the movie, after party.
And this sounds like something I gotta attend.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Damn.
It's gonna be pretty neat. I got the. I'm gonna put the itinerary and the and how you can get the tickets. I put it on the Dominant Effect group on Facebook. Yeah. So any of you that's watching, that's interested, we do have the Dominant Effect group that's on Facebook. You go in, type in the Dominant Effect, answer 2-3 little questions, and we'll get you on there. We're literally on that group every day, posting stuff every day, talking every day. So like I said, if you didn't know about it, now you do. Go on Facebook, type in the Dominant Effect, to pop on there, answer a couple of questions, and get in there. A lot of the information that we're gonna be putting out, and I'm going to be putting out about this movie here, I'm gonna put on there. So yeah, that's the first movie. Now you know there's another one that I'm working on now called Standing on Business. That one should be completed. They're saying end of October, and then we got a premiere for that one when that one comes out.
That's gonna be dope too. Yeah,
I'm thinking it's gonna be like December, January when they do the premiere for that one. But for this one here, they're in some contract negotiations between a couple different places, trying to see who's gonna get it. So as soon as I find out where it's going after the premiere, then I'm gonna let everybody know. But for those of you that hasn't seen it, I got the trailer, and I'm gonna pop it up on here for y'all to check it out. And then for you ones it's in the comment section, let me know what you think.
Fucking exhale. And I'd say I was excited to see you, but really I'm just glad that your dumb ass doubled the bet to 100,000.
Y'all give it up for the infamous dog!
Hey man, we ready for this fight scene, man. What we doing?
Sharp! Two-Soul! TKO!
Where the fuck you get this from? Go to the TDR. After I shot him.
Any sudden move this motherfucker makes, do not hesitate.
Y'all talking about over here? Y'all talking about fucking each other's lives right now?
Get off the fucking bike, shut the fuck up, and get on your knees. Look what we have here. A bloody knife.
We got your brother at some safe house, ready for him to testify.
Fuck. This gotta be him. A fucking President B-Mac sitting in fucking jail.
So what the fuck we doing about getting them out?
Sorry, what'd you say to me?
All this ends now. No more bodies, no more hunting. You got beaten your own game, so own it and move the fuck on.
Well, one of my girlfriends told me they saw him hanging out. You are fucking the competition.
Bitch ass nigga!
What did you do, Naya? Mom is not responding or moving.
Hey, yo, Pluto, you going brazen?
I have a 3 o'clock show convention today.
Sounds like he's involved in some really serious stuff.
So,
I know you got a plan.
you already know.
No, we good, folks.
Fuck! Fuck this!
When B-Mac was out, this will never happen.
Don't you speak on fucking club business, man. You T-Mac name out your fucking mouth, you understand me?
I left your key right where you told me. I'm just hoping you don't let me down.
Damn, dude. All right.
Yeah, so that's
All right.
yeah, so that's the trailer. That's the
pimping.
trailer. It's gonna be like I said, it's gonna be a damn good movie, man. I'm talking now, you know, in a lot of movies they say that that the trailer shows all the good stuff. This one, that's not true. Because there's a lot of stuff in this that you just gotta watch it. I'm telling
Right.
you just gotta watch it. Like I said, they're gonna do the premiere. It's gonna be down this way in Odessa, Florida. So you want us in Florida, nearby, Georgia, there, you know what I mean? Come on down here, check out this premiere, man. I'm telling you, it's a damn good movie, man. Damn good movie. And I'm not just saying it because I'm in the movie. I'm just saying it because how they got it written out, the plot twist, everything else with it. It's a damn good movie, man. Damn good movie.
That's awesome. That's awesome to see, man. Cool I mean, I've known about it for a little bit now, right? Obviously, and to see it come to fruition, it's awesome.
Right. See, I think all these other times that we've been talking about this, you know what I mean? Because I talked about it, Bone talked about it. You know what I mean? We've been talking about this for a while, but ain't nobody never seen nothing. So they like,
right. It's true.
Yeah, they full of shit. They ain't doing no movie for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're over here with their camcorder, you know, from 2001.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so they so everybody been asking about this movie. You know what I mean? So now you see it. When we first started the show, we put the poster out. Now we had one that was out yesterday, but the one that I just put out there, that's the official poster.
The official, right?
Yeah, that's the official poster. Because what they were doing was that was the official one, and then for like the cast members and stuff like that, they were making individual ones for them that had their picture up front and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the one
but
that
I
I
was
just
like
showed,
that's the actual movie trailer, right?
Right. That's the actual one right there.
That's dope.
But so today we're gonna tap into something that we normally don't tap into, but it's something that we definitely need to, not only talk about but be aware of, and that's suicide awareness and prevention. And I know when you say that word, people automatically get tensed up, but that's the reason why we're talking about this,
right?
Because suicide awareness. This is actually Suicide Awareness Month in September, and it serves as a reminder to engage in open conversation about one's mental health. You know what I mean? Us guys especially have a hard time letting people know what's going on, your feelings and whatnot, and the struggles that we may face, and actually reaching out for help. That's always been a bad thing for us guys. But this observance aids to shed light on factors contributing to suicidal thoughts and behaviors, but also fostering a greater understanding for the mental health conditions and promoting resources that's available for prevention and support. But through these campaigns and community events, educational incentives, this month encourages individuals to break the silence surrounding suicide, helping to eliminate the stigma, and that often prevents people from seeking help and discussing their feelings. So we're gonna dig into this a little bit, and we got some guests with us today as well. That's going to shed a little light on this. We also have some guests with us that has a nonprofit organization that deals with suicide awareness and prevention. We're going to have them on as well to not only talk about their foundation, but to shed a little light as to how they got started, what was the reasoning for them getting started, and what they've been able to accomplish so far that they since they've been going. So I guess the first question that we should ask is, what exactly is suicide? What exactly is it? And the actual Webster Dictionary version of it says it's death caused by self-infliction injury with an intent to die. That's the Webster Dictionary version of it. But it's a lot more to it. It's a lot more to it. Because it's common amongst all age groups and it affects a wide variety of people. And a lot of these people that we're going to be talking about today, and a lot of these people that have actually went through with this are also people that you see every day that have a smile on their face. And you think that everything is good in the hood and their world is great. And then when you hear about something like this, then you like flabbergasted because you're wondering like, oh wow, I'm wondering, how did that happen? You know what I mean? Him the other day, I seen her the other day, and they're always happy. It's and I know, like me personally, I've never got to that point to where I felt like that was something I need to do, but I talk to the demons a many a day.
Mm-hmm.
So in one sense, I understand, because, mental health is a very serious issue. And sometimes you don't know behind that smile what they're really thinking, what's really going on. So I know we all done our little research on this. So there's warning signs. Okay. So I'm gonna go through a couple of them, and then I'm gonna let you guys go through a couple. And Aaron, this week, don't go to sleep. But it says here that that suicide doesn't always have warning signs. It can happen suddenly and without any indication whatsoever that something's wrong. But some common warning signs that you may want to look at is talking about it with other people, actually giving out those, actually having conversation with people. It's like saying like, this is what I really want to do, stuff like that. You know what I mean? A lot of people think that, I used to think a lot of times that if you're telling me about it, you're really not going to do it because you're telling me about it. But then I found out later on that a lot of times that's the reason why they're telling you, is because, they trust you enough to come to you to tell you that there is something going on, and a lot of times we kind of turn a blind eye to it. Like, oh, well, they're attention seeking, or they just saying that because, they done lost a boyfriend or lost a girlfriend. They just in their feelings right now. They really don't mean it, and they go on about their business, and then, something happens. But one of the other reasons on here it says is making preparations, like a will, writing a note, giving away valuable or meaningful possessions, and just saying goodbye to loved ones. Withdrawing from loved ones in social situations. Expressing feelings of being burdened or being trapped in a situation without a clear exit. Some may have mood changes, anxiety, aggravated anger, depression, intense emotions. And then some have a sudden sense of calm after a period of mood changes. So it can kind of go both ways. I've known personally, I know a few actual good friends of mine that has succumbed to this. And one particular one I'll talk about here is and this is something that I really ain't never had a conversation with anybody about. But there was a friend of mine that I was in the military with, and he had called me one time and said that he was having some problems and he was trying to get into the VA to be seen, and the waiting list was 3 months behind, and basically he had to wait his turn. And he called one day and he was talking about it and was telling about his life. You know, he suffered from PTSD, and it took a toll not only on him but on his family. His kids, lost his wife, lost his job. Wife left, took the kids, wouldn't let him see the kids. You know, so it was compounded with things that was going on. And I went there to see him, and we had a conversation. And I told him, I said, you know what? Why don't you just come with me? Pack your bag, get in the car. We'll go to my house. You can stay as long as you want. And I know some people there that I can get a hold of, and we can get you some help there. And he agreed, and packing a bag. And I went to the gas station to get gas, came back, walked in the house. And when I walked in the house, he had took his life. That picture has never lost my mind. It's never faded from my memory. I see it all the time, just like it was yesterday. Now, you sit back and you think about that, and you're like, man, why did you do that? Because, you know, you told me what was going on, and I came to help you. You know, I was literally gone 5 minutes. Literally gone 5 minutes. Just left time to get down the street, get the gas, and come right back. Literally 2 blocks away. And this happened. You know, I thought about that years, just wondering, you know, I know what you told me, but what all did you not tell me? You know, because some things you think like, okay, you know, it may be bad right now, but it's not as bad as most people. You know what I mean? That's the kind of thing that I go by. Like, okay, something may be going on with me, yes, but I know that it could be way worse. Somebody's going through way more than what I'm possibly thinking about. And like I said, me and him sitting there talking, and like I said, I knew something was wrong with him. I knew something was wrong with it. We already had a conversation previously, and he never said that was something that he was thinking about. And when I seen him, we sat there and laughed and talked for a few hours. You know what I mean? Not knowing that, you know, I go down the street and come back, and this is what took place. You know, so you never know. When you're sitting here talking to someone, the smile that they may have on their face today really isn't what they feel inside. You know, so so the rates has fallen globally, but risen in the U.S. since the turn of the millennium. It now stands at 14.2 deaths per 100,000 population since this was since 1999. The rate has risen 35%, and since 2016, the rate increased. It increased and has been accelerating since then. You know, we hear about a lot of stuff dealing with mental health and stuff like this now. Case in point, we were just talking about a couple of shows ago about the school shootings, and those are teenage kids. You know, and this last one that went on in Georgia, there were people after the fact said, well, you know, we noticed that kid was having having some issues and was having some mental things going on, and he was going through transition and had some other things going on with his father, and his mother and father had divorced, and there's a bunch of stuff that went on. But why is it that we have to wait until something like that goes on before somebody come out and say, well, oh yeah, I noticed that. Okay, so why didn't you say something about it before? So I think we need to deal with a couple different parts of it as to the common stuff, the more advanced stuff dealing with these kids, and then we're going to bring our guest on to kind of shed a little light on a little bit of all of this. So I'm gonna go to you first, Aaron. What do you think about all this?
Well, I got a couple points I want to bring out that's real life. Recently, I took my niece out to eat somewhere she's never ate before. I took her to J. Alexander's. She really enjoyed the outing, but when she was in my car, I kind of looked at her. She seemed like she's a little depressed. And I asked her, I said, how are you doing? She said, oh, I'm fine. I said, I'm not talking about your physical. I'm talking about your mental. And she just looked at me. She said she's doing okay. But that little outing that I had with her really bucked her up and perked her up. And I was glad to be able to have that time with her. And I'm gonna bring up a thing that me and Mike talked about a while back. Some people might have heard of the musical group Linkin Park. I mean, they dealt with a great deal. The lead singer and the guy that rapped, they dealt with a great deal of bullying when they was in school. They didn't fit in with the cliques. Their song "Numb" is kind of based upon that bullying. But the guy that would rap in some of the songs, him and the lead singer wrote all their music. When they hit #1 on the charts, they're at the top of their game. He had so much trauma and depression that he brought forward. And it's hard for some people to be able to put things behind them because their mind just festers on it. It keeps coming up. They can close their eyes and see it as if it just happened yesterday. This guy ends up taking his own life. And then the lead singer, who had a wife and 2 children, was so physically upset, mentally upset over his best friend taking his life like that. He took his life. And then you didn't hear nothing from the group no more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they was at the top of the game. You would think with all the money they was making, none of that would matter. But depression and trauma is going to equal, when you mix them two together, there's nothing good that can come from it. And people's got to recognize and see that when people are just smiling, what's on the surface is nothing. It's what's in the mind, because the body reacts to whatever the mind projects. So all action begins in the mind first before the physical can take place. So I just hate to see that things like this is happening. I hate to see grade school kids taking their life due to the bullying that's going on. You have to look for signs if they don't fit in with the peer structure at the school. If they're outcasts, you have to look for certain things and then try to work with them, build their confidence, because a lot of times when they get depressed, they lose confidence, they lose self-esteem. So building that confidence up, building that psyche up, and making them feel like they fit in somewhere would go a long ways to helping out. But I'm gonna stop there for right now.
Yeah, I would say from what I, know myself, I guess, anecdotal experience is just disassociation, man, is usually something that anytime somebody you usually talk to or something like that, and then all of a sudden they're ghosting you or whatever the case is. The thing is like we say this in the club, stuff, right? Is in the club scene is like, man, if I don't hear from you, I'm going to check on you, because I mean, what is the one language that we all speak that is universal is silence. And that's telling you something's wrong. You know what I mean? A lot of that is disassociation, whether it be friends, family, it can be both. Also any abuse of, let's just say they don't normally drink and now they're on a bender or something like that. Yeah. Like these are little signs to like go after. But it's not like I have like a laundry list of these, but just wanted to throw that in there.
Right. From what I was reading, it said that suicide was the leading cause of death in the U.S. But the breakdown of the statistics of it is what got me. It's the second leading cause of death between the ages of 10 and 14 and 25 to 34. It's the third leading cause between ages 15 to 24. The fourth leading cause between the ages of 35 and 44. And in the U.S., since 2021, since January 2021, 48,183 people have succumbed to this. This equals to 1 every 11 minutes. Now, when you look at those statistics, it's not only heartbreaking, but it's alarming, because a lot of these people either are not getting the proper mental health that they need, or some choose to ignore it and think that, I just deal with it how I deal with it. And then you have some that's actually misdiagnosed. That happens as well. So it's a bunch of different things that culminates together. You know what I mean? But I think we need to shed a little bit more light on it. And we have a couple people here tonight that's going to be able to do that. And the first two that we're going to bring on, we have one, his name is Xavier Harrison, and we have Cam Ashton. Xavier is the co-founder of a nonprofit organization called Zian's Purpose, and it specializes in suicide awareness and prevention. So I reached out to them, and they were more than willing to come on the show and talk about this, and also kind of give their perspective and the reason why Zian's Purpose even exists. So without further ado, let's get them on right now.
How's it going, guys?
How's it going?
Hey, happy to be here, guys.
Well, Xavier, like I said, it's been a long time, brother. I've known you since you were a little guy.
Oh, I was just talking to my mom about the times being in the barbershop, man. And
right.
Days, man.
Right. It's been a long time. So I think the first question that I'm going to ask is, tell us the reason behind Zian's Purpose.
Yeah. So I think you guys hit on a whole bunch of good points on just, there's these tells and reasons on why, and you can kind of catch them. But I mean, sometimes there's not. I mean, sometimes there's things out there that they're just so good at putting a face, in front of that you just don't see it, and it's a terrible surprise. And I guess our story starts last year in March 14th to be exact. My brother and his best friend committed suicide, just not feeling himself and not doing okay. And it's just one of those things that, like, the kid is, you knew him, Bishop, as a kid. I mean, the kid was a smart kid. He's a good looking kid. Friends, has a really nice car, good job, all of those things. And when you talk to him, like you guys said, it's one of those, how are you doing? And it's always, I'm good, right? You don't want to put that burden on somebody else. And I never noticed it. And this is 7 days after his birthday. So 7 days before he came to Nashville, came and see me down there, and had a good time. Right, just kicked it, had a good time, had some drinks, enjoyed the music, and not knowing that that's gonna be the last time that I hug him and say goodbye. So that was the first day that I've lost somebody to suicide, and I just know how I feel, and I really know how he felt, and I just don't want to have anyone necessarily ever feel that ever again. So a couple of months later, we did a celebration of life, and just with the outcome of kind of what took place with the other co-founders, we just thought I think a good place to start is just communicate, just to break that stigma of emotions are bad, right? I'm one to say that I'm still working on it, right? It's something that needs to be worked on, and I think that this is a great start to it, where like you guys said, it's one of those things where silence is a lot easier than reaching out. So if we're able to just break that silence and change that stigma, I mean, that's we can help one person. That's what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. I seen on your Facebook that I seen y'all had different things, different outings and stuff like that y'all y'all had planned out and stuff like that. Tell us a little bit about that. Is that just to put more awareness as to what you're doing, or are you like inviting people that you may have had, people that had came to you that had have issues and stuff going on? I mean, exactly how do you, or what have you been doing?
Yeah, I think it's a couple of things, right? I think for the most importantly, we just want to be like just open arms, right? It's all about inclusion, everyone being able to come together and have a good time and talk about it. I feel like if we can just take those nasty thoughts away for a little bit of time, I think that's one of the most important things. But like you said, we're a nonprofit, so we do raise money to try to help out. So like you said, we host a yearly event. It's done around, I think we just did ours in June there. We just kind of brought some vendors together, kind of put some baskets together and did that to raise some money. The money that we use, we help out the community, right? So we just helped out the Lincoln Center and donating some school supplies and donating our time to kind of be with the kids and try to make a difference there, and doing all kinds of stuff.
Giving back to the society and everything as well, like families that have also been impacted directly through suicide. We're trying to get back to those who went through similar loss and everything, and just trying to. We're also coming up with this fishing event coming up here soon. It was something Zian was very involved with, and I think it was something that helped him clear his mind a lot of times. And so we're trying to come up with a saying called "My Brother's Keeper" that should be taking place this fall for the first time. And it's just kind of like a community event, trying to get young kids involved, the young men, just to go out there and kind of vent and speak their mind and just, get to know each other a little bit, be able to break those stigmas a little bit and be able to talk about some of the tough topics that we're not really accustomed to typically talking about.
Right.
Yeah,
I have a quick question regarding speaking on this topic. Do you guys post videos on social media? Where can we find you guys regardless?
Yeah, so great question. So Bishop actually put a lot of our tags there below. So
scrolling down there.
Yep. So we have Zian's Purpose social media platforms that you're able to go to. So as he was talking about, we have our Brother's Keeper that we're going to kind of put out there. We're going to have an invitation page and kind of a page where you can go on and sign up. The more the merrier. We're going to provide all of the fishing equipment. We're going to have some brothers out there to kind of help out, just to mentor. I'm not a big fisher, but I know that I like to have a good time and more than anything, just talk about anything.
It's awesome.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good thing. Okay, let me ask you this, because I'm sure this is probably a question that somebody will be thinking. And The question is, does talking about suicide increases someone's risk?
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. When you're talking about it, right? It's now sitting in the back of your mind, and I think that's the whole point of the communication piece on it, right? Digging a little bit farther in. If you're asking somebody how they're doing and it's I'm good, don't let it stop. Don't let it stop there, right?
Mm-hmm. Investigate.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Investigate on what that is. I got a couple of brothers that I don't let that be the case, right? I don't let them leave them until they tell me I love you and give me a hug. Like I need some love in my conversation. So I think that's a great point on in talking about it. Kind of gives somebody, it just puts it in the back of their mind. But it's our job to talk about it, right? It's important to talk about it, and it's a real thing. So
it absolutely is a real thing. Damn.
Yeah. I know. Like I said, a lot of my friends are veterans, and that's one of the biggest ones.
Mm-hmm.
Especially ones that's been through war, deployment. A lot of things happen during those times.
It's a huge block of them.
Yeah. It's not always just war.
Mm-hmm.
I know of a guy one time that got a Dear John letter in the mail, and took his life. I know one that a lot of them dealt with Dear John letters for real. I know one that actually stepped off the ship and plunged into the Atlantic over a Dear John letter. It's
damn.
Like a lot of people really don't understand when you're out there like that, whether you're in the military and you overseas or you are on base across the country, even people that's been in jail for a long time, they still need that connection. You know what I mean? They still need to know that these people that they rely on still care. You know what I mean? So when you out there and you doing stuff, and then you get that, and to a lot of people, that line is all they have. So when you sever that communication, sever that line, you don't know what's brewing in the back end of that. It's a lot. Like I said, I go to counseling all the time. I have PTSD. I go to counseling all the time. You know what I mean? And some stuff she really don't want to hear. But, I had to get to the point that I was able to talk about it, because for years it was like I just deal with it myself. That ain't nobody's business. I ain't trying to put my business out there like that. And it was slowly eating at me. Like I said, I talk to the demons a many a day. And I remember one time someone asked me, why do you talk to your demon? And I said, because they were there when you weren't. That's what a lot of people think.
That's heavy.
A lot of people think that. What do you got, Aaron?
Well, I also want to add that physical and mental limitations also can create a situation. A lot of people are coming down with Alzheimer's and dementia, and they don't want to be a burden on their family, and they feel like they're changing. And if the family's not coming around showing love to them and showing them that they're still valuable, they begin to lose hope. I mean, you've got NFL football players that behind brain concussions later started committing suicide because they started losing control of their body. They're starting to have problems. Now that concussion is a major part of the NFL, but it was ignored for a long time. And some of those players start taking their own lives because they could feel themselves changing and they didn't like what they were becoming. I'll stop there for now.
Mhm. We we got another guest that we're gonna put on here and let him tell his story. Now, a lot of you, a lot of you guys know him, and this is the reason why I wanted him on here to show two things. Number one, a lot of you people know him, and you never would have thought that this was going on with him. You talk to him, you know, he has his own podcast, and he talks to you every week. And a lot of you never knew that this man has had problems, has went through problems, and have had, you know, several times that he's thought about it and probably actually tried. We're gonna find out. But he can stand here today and talk about it, you know. And when he came to me with this, I was shocked because I never would have thought it. And um, and by talking to him, you know, one of the questions I asked him was okay, do you feel comfortable talking about this? And he said, yeah, I feel comfortable talking about it because, you know, people need to know that you can actually get over this. And he wants to tell his story. So let's get him on. Everybody.
All right. Let's bring him on. The man, the myth, the legend himself.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
What's up?
How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully, you ain't got a lot of background noise. I'm at work, so I do apologize if there's some feedback.
No, you all right. Yeah, we know you out there being top flight security of the world.
Oh, the world. That's right.
That's right, Craig. Nah, but for those of you that don't know me, I'm Frost, host of Kickstands Down podcast on YouTube. We also got Facebook, Discord, all that kind of stuff. My co-host Trouble actually does a mental health awareness episode on our show every first Monday of every month at 7 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you click that hyperlink down there in the chat and you go check that out because we're very, very verbal on that kind of stuff. Me, myself, so I've actually attempted 3 different times. And it's a battle that, you know, you have to go through every day. It's stuff that you have to fight to overcome, which is why I have no problem coming on here and talking about it. But I battle with depression every single day, and none of y'all would know it because I've always got a smile on my face. And I force myself to put that smile on my face because, like Stevie was saying down here in the comments, you know, and Lissa Wigger was saying down here in the comments, people frown upon it. They think it's a sign of weakness, especially being a man. As a man, we're taught to not discuss that. We don't talk about our problems. We don't go to therapy. We don't do that. And that's why I speak up on it and want to break that stigma. I have taken so many drugs, it's not even funny to try to OD. Actually been hospitalized. Stomach pumped, Narcan, all kinds of stuff. There was another time where I didn't say a word to nobody. I got in my car, I went down the road, and believe it or not, I parked off an interstate exit, right? Figured ain't nobody gonna come see me at an interstate exit. Ain't nobody gonna know I'm here. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I had my firearm on me, and as you all know, I carry daily. So I'm a firm believer in the Second Amendment. But I had it on me, and I cocked it, and I stuck it to my head. And as soon as I did, and I moved my finger from the side of the firearm onto the trigger, one of my wife's friends popped up out of nowhere. I mean, nowhere. I'm in the middle of nowhere. and she was walking down the street, and she grabbed my gun out of my hand and hugged me and told me that I was better than that. I had stuff to live for. And that was actually my last attempt. As you all know, I'm a father. I'm a biker. I'm in the movie with Archbishop and Big Bone and Trouble and everybody else. I do the podcast stuff. I'm very easily accessible. So you can go to kickstandsdown at Gmail. You can check out the channel. It's got everybody's links, including everybody that's on the show tonight. So I will have to get y'all's links put onto the to my channel. So I'll do that after the show. But I have everybody else's stuff already on there. I work third shift until 6 a.m. Everybody says that nighttime is the hardest time to reach somebody. Reach out. I've been there. I fought through it. I survived. And that's why I'm on here today. I have no problem answering my phone for anybody. I'm very accessible. Very accessible. You can hit me on one of the platforms. I have my numbers on the platform as well as WhatsApp. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. Reach out. I don't want to see nobody go down that road. I would rather listen to your story than hear about a funeral coming up. Okay? Everybody sits there and they say, hey, why didn't so and so help you? Why didn't you reach out? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Okay, I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say thank you for reaching out. I'm not going to judge you. I've been there. I've done that. So anybody at any time, and like Straight Jacket said, I will answer in the dead of the night. It doesn't matter. I'll answer during the daytime when I'm actually supposed to be asleep. Okay? Reach out.
Mm-hmm. And you see the thing I just posted on there, the 988. That's the suicide and crisis hotline. 988. You can. This is a line that provides free and confidential emotional support to people in suicide crisis or emotional distress, and it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And you want to keep it anonymous, right?
Yeah, and it's comprised of networks of 200 local centers combining local care and resources with natural standards and practices. It's the leading. This 988 is the leader of suicide prevention and mental health crisis. So, used to be this long 800 number that you had to look up and call. You know, now you have just a 988. You know what I mean? Easy to get to, and it's all anonymous. You know what I mean? They don't ask you for your name. They're not going to send the police to your house. They're not going to red card you and send you off. You know, this is people that you can talk to, that you can, if you're going through this, that you can reach out to. I found a list, and this list says that you may be at a higher risk if you identify as one of these following demographic groups. They got it broke down into groups. The first one I thought was ironic, which was Alaska natives. I have no idea why. Alaska native, people that have experienced incarceration, LGBTQ community, indigenous people, people that's isolated socially and environmentally, non-Hispanic whites, male genders, migrants or refugees, men and women older than 65 years of age, veterans, victims of abuse, and victims of war and natural disaster. You know, this natural disaster thing, you know, that happens a lot. Right now, we got a hurricane barreling to Florida right now, and the particular spots that the actual eye is going to come over, it's been hit a couple times in the past couple years. The same area has been hit a couple times, you know, and it seemed like every time that they clean up, it gets knocked back down again. You know, people have lost a lot in that particular area, and it seems though it keeps hitting that same area over and over and over again. The storm that's actually coming through is actually a big storm. Like we're getting the outer bands of it right now, and it's still 400 miles away, and we getting the outer bands of it right now. So you know this is a big storm that's coming. Supposed to be a lot of tornadoes and stuff like that over here on this side. So it's a lot, you know. But you know those people there that you know one day they have a house and the cars and the campers and everything else, and the next day it's gone. You know, everything that they worked for, saved for, gone. I was in New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina. I was there the third day back when I was a supervisor for a power company. We were there working on the power lines and stuff. You know, you seen unimaginable stuff there. Unimaginable stuff there. And even then, people were doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Because they just could not take everything that was going on at that particular time. You know what I mean? So a lot of this stuff, you know, based on this right here, yes, it actually makes a lot of sense. You know, they spoke about the veterans and veterans of war and stuff like that because you know people have, especially the ones that's actually been in war, they experience flashbacks on a regular basis. You know, you have night terrors. You know, I used to have those bad. You know, and I remember one particular time. This is when I was married my first marriage, and I woke up and I was choking the hell out of her off a dream that I had.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, like I kind of like snapped out of it and like, oh, you know, like what the hell was you just doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it never happened anymore after then. You know,
That's
because
scary.
I had to go and actually start. See, that's when I realized, like, okay, something ain't right.
You had to figure it out from there, right?
Right. And I tried to, but still, even during that time, I still wasn't going to go see nobody because I didn't want them putting on my papers that something was wrong with me. You know what I mean? I didn't want nobody to say, okay, well, he crazy. No, I'm not crazy. I just, you know what I mean? I just got some issues here that I really need to sit down on the couch and talk to somebody about, but I don't even feel comfortable doing that. So I'm gonna handle it myself. And, you know, that went along for a long time. That self-medication, that's not good.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? Trying to fix it yourself isn't good.
Right.
You know,
it doesn't work.
It won't work.
No.
It fails every time, 100% of the time.
No. And you know, most guys that you talk to and you know, you ask them like, hey, how you doing? You always know the ones that got something going on because they be like, I'm all right. First sign, you automatically know something wrong. You know, but do they feel comfortable enough to talk to you about it? And a lot of them don't because, like you said, it feels like a sign of weakness, you know, or I tell you about something and you go and you tell everybody about what I told you, you know. A lot of people these days, you know, they do that, you know, especially if they got something on you like that you felt open enough to tell them about it, and then they turn around and try to use it against you, you know. So a lot of people hold that, you know what I mean? And for guys, you got to keep that manly thing going on,
right?
You know,
that front, yeah,
right. Xavier, I got a question for you though, brother. You said that you had seen your brother right before all this took place.
Yes, sir.
If you don't mind me asking, Do you happen to know the? Now you said it was him and his friend, correct?
No. Basically, what happened was March 7th, his birthday. Family came down to Nashville. Had a wonderful time, right? Just no signs of depression, nothing like that. Just his normal self, laughing, joking, all of those things. And after saying goodbye, I mean, it was literally 7 days later is when it was just super early in the morning. I sent you a nice little "I love you" text message, and then just kind of did what he had to do. So yeah, it's just one of those. There's no warning.
No warning whatsoever. Like
zero.
I had previously just hung out with him 2 days prior to that, and he was happiest-go-lucky guy. In fact, we had just got done hanging out, and he wanted to make a stop through McDonald's, and he asked me if I was hungry, and I told him no, and he was like, "No, I'm not about to eat in front of you," and went ahead and bought me French fries just to be a good person, and just always showed up for everyone else, and even the night before he had taken his life, he had texted me and said that he had some things in his head that he wanted to think about and stuff. And I texted him back and I said, if you want to talk about it, give me a call. He hearted the message, but he didn't text back. And I remember thinking back on it now, like there was a lot like going through my head, like what that heart meant, like why he didn't text me back kind of thing. But those signs were there, but you just weren't quite aware of it, basically. And same thing as Xavier was saying, I woke up the next morning to receiving a text saying, "Love you, brother," and that was the last I had heard from him.
Wow.
It's crazy that you said that because my little brother, he passed away November 3rd, 2009. That afternoon, we was hanging out. We was having a good time. We went to the mall and we went and seen a new movie. I don't remember what the movie was, but we went and seen a new movie and all kinds of stuff. And we was just chilling, having a good time. And that night, I always went to his room with him, tell him good night. And that night, I went to his room and I told him good night. And I was going over to my cousin's house, and I would see him tomorrow. And he told me good night, and he loved me and goodbye. And I never thought about it until a couple years later. And I was like, we never said goodbye to each other. Not once. We always said see you later. We never said goodbye. So I feel like if I would have caught that, then I might have been able to prevent it. But at the same time, I don't know if I would have been able to prevent it or not, because it could have just happened a different day. And I had no clue that anything was going on with him. And that's actually one of the times that I went spiraling. And, that was one of the times that I attempted to OD myself, because that's what I lost him to. And now here I am, 3 years sober, and having a good time, living my life, and still fighting it every day. But it was kind of the same situation, man. I was hanging out with him. I didn't pick up on the signs, and everything was good as far as I was aware. And then the next morning, he just never woke up.
You know what? Hey, Frost, let me ask you this. So you said that you attempted on 3 different occasions, right?
Yep.
So my question to you is why did you not reach out? Why did you not actually try to go and get the help that you knew that you needed?
Well, the first time it was because I had that stigma in my mind that it made me weak. So I didn't want to reach out because I didn't want to seem weak. And I didn't want to put anyone else through it or drag them into my drama or my mess or any of that kind of stuff. And I just, like Stevie said right there, felt alone. So I didn't feel like there was anybody for me to reach out to. The crazy part is I had my bros, and I could have reached out to my bros, and I actually talked to a couple of them about it afterwards, but never while I was still in that negative mindset. And it really doesn't help that, like you said earlier, I was trying to self-medicate. So here I was eating a bunch of pills and coke and all kinds of stuff to try to kill myself, and ended up going to the hospital and literally flatlining 3 times on the way to the hospital my very first time. To getting out of the hospital, and they're giving me antidepressants, which don't do anything but make me more depressed. And then I'm trying to, do my own thing. Let me drink. Let me see if that'll numb it. Let me do some more pills, see if that'll numb it. And that's what it came down to, was trying to find a way to numb it a little bit. But that's exactly why I didn't reach out the first time. As far as the second and the third time, I actually did. I just didn't know how to word it the way that I needed to word it. So when I reached out to people, I told them, hey, I'm going through some stuff right now, and I don't really know what I'm gonna do or how to handle it or any of that kind of stuff. And to be completely honest, because of the first time and everyone knowing that I was an addict at that point in time in my life, they thought maybe it was just the drugs talking, or maybe I was just being dramatic. But I actually, tried to reach out, but it didn't work. I had to hit the bottom before I could come back up to the top.
No, I've heard various stories. I even heard one that a lady had reached out to me and said that her daughter was trying to get medical help and couldn't, for whatever reason. I don't know, because a lot of times you can go to these places and they're so backed up that you can't get in 2, 3, 4 months.
They told me 8 months.
Yeah. See, now I know.
And then it was going to be a couple $100 just to go.
See, now, like I know for my offense, when I go through the VA. So if I had to go in and actually talk to them, it was like a 6-month wait. But if I did it online, where I could just sit there and just hold my phone and talk to them, I could talk to them next week. But the whole, like everything now is, especially with a lot of these mental health professionals, they don't want to just sit there and actually just talk to someone. They want to go through, they see you on the camera, hey, what you need, you okay, blah, 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 write your scripts and you're on your way. You know what I mean? It's like I said, I have these conversations with them, but it's not, to me, it doesn't seem like a genuine conversation because you're not looking at me. You know what I mean? Like you seeing me on the screen, yeah, and I'm sitting here and I'm saying ABC, but you're not watching my mannerisms. You're not watching my eyes. You're not looking to see if I'm looking at the ground, looking somewhere else. I could be telling you anything. You know what I mean? A lot of times you actually got to be where that person is and have that conversation with them. And you can tell by the mannerisms and what they're not telling you gives you the answers to everything else that's going on. Nowadays, they just want to do it quick. You know, hey, how you doing? And send you on, write your script, send you on your way. You know what I mean? I'll talk to you again in a month or 2 months or whatever.
And that's also, you know, a problem with the VA these days and the vets, and why there's so many vets that are going through that themselves, because the VA is slacking on getting them the assistance that they need. They just want to push pills at them and try to say, hey, this is what you need and blah, blah, blah. And then that's why they come back with PTSD and all this other stuff, and they don't get the counseling that they need. They don't have that person to talk to, that support line. And, you know, Straight Jacket down here in the comments, he's a vet. I know you're a vet. I know a lot of vets that, you know, have been through that, and whenever they come back, they wasn't quite right for a while. It was the same thing with me coming out of prison. When I came out of prison, I was institutionalized, so I didn't know how to act in the real world, and I had to find my own way, because I didn't have that support line at that point in time. That was before I got back with the club and everything. So I didn't have nobody to reach out to, and they don't like to help you. They really don't.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask you the question. You answer, and then I'm gonna have Xavier and Cam answer it as well. Let's say for instance that right now, and even after this program airs, you know, there's gonna be thousands of people that's gonna end up watching this show.
Yep.
If you were to tell someone that may be watching that's going through anything dealing with this, what would you say? If it's something that you could tell them right now that could help them in any way, what would you tell them?
If I had to tell them anything, I would tell them, fuck the stigma. Get over it. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you stronger by being able to fight those demons and accept it and overcome it than it does making you weak. Because you're weak by not talking about it. You're weak by letting people in your head. So I tell people all the time, I cannot change the way you think about me. Right? I can't change that. You're going to think it regardless, no matter what I do. Now, I can change who I am, but why would I change who I am for somebody? Because then I'd have to change who I am for them and them and them. You know me personally. You know I'm the same person on this show and in person and with my family and at work. I don't change who I am. And that's why I'm open about the stuff I'm open about. Because maybe some of y'all hearing what I'm talking about will help you be able to reach out. When I started talking about my addiction and how I was in sobriety and I was still fighting it every day, and let me tell you, it's a struggle every day because of the stress and all the extra drama and regular life. It kicks your ass. It really does. So it's hard because that does give you a temporary numbness. So it's hard, but I fight it every day. And I've actually had people message me personally and be like, yo, I appreciate you talking about that. It helped me realize some stuff that I was going through. And I'm able to actually help myself the way I need to help myself now. So whether it's any of that, reach out. I mean, forget the stigma. Not everyone's going to judge you. I can't judge any of you. I've been an addict. I've been homeless. I've been to prison. I've been the bad guy. Even my kids know I'm the bad guy because I don't lie to my kids. I tell them I'm a bad guy. I want to be a good guy, and I'm working on being a good guy, but I still had that bad mentality up here every once in a while that comes into my head. So it's something that I've got to overcome, but I'm doing it every day because, honestly, because of the people from the shows. I know if I need somebody to talk to now, I can reach out to anybody on any of these channels, and I've got somebody there. Night or day, I've got somebody there.
It's true.
That's why I put it out there. Yeah, I've talked to you personally about some stuff that was going on in my life, Mike. And you younger than me. And you said, yo, I look up to you. I want to be like you when I grow up. I said, yeah, I want to be like you when I grow young.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, for real. So me and you's done been there. You already know. I have no problem reaching out when I need to reach out now.
That's good.
But back then I couldn't. It was that mentality. I had to get over it. So get over it. Kickstands down with a Z at gmail.com. It's Kickstands down on Facebook, Discord, WhatsApp, TikTok.
Everything.
Hit them up. Yep, hit them up.
That's the way
you want my number?
You,
you want my number?
Every one of them. Yep.
No, we don't want your number.
No, look, I got a number that I use specifically for the show. So specifically for this purpose, I don't give out my private number, but I've got a number for the show that you guys can call if you need to, and that's 828-391-9209. Okay, it's a Google Voice number, so it will screen your call. You'll have to say who you are, but if you don't want to, just be like, hey, I don't want to say my name. I'll still talk to you.
That's what's up. That's what's up. What you got, Xavier?
Well,
yeah, I mean, first off, I really wanted to say, man, Frost, I mean, you're already breaking the stigma, right? Like, you coming out here telling your story as hard as it is. I mean, to say what you said, I mean, man, that it takes balls, it takes courage, and I think you hit it right on the nose, man, is to break the stigma. So I mean, I know reaching out is hard. I know telling your story is hard, and I think being quiet and silent's harder, man. I think sitting with those demons and going through that, I think that's not going to help you. So I mean, just breaking the stigma and checking up on your brothers, man. Like growing up, it was just a weird thing to like text your buddy randomly, I love you and how are you doing? But now I do it regular, man. I think that it's to a point where my buddies think it's kind of getting a little weird where when I give them a hug, I give them a kiss on the cheek, you know, just I love you, man. Like, just how are you doing? And breaking that down. So just like you're doing, Frost. I mean, like, somebody's watching, somebody's listening, and they're going to take that and they're going to take it into their own life. They're going to express it to somebody. They're going to help somebody else out. And like I said from the start, man, if we can just help one person out by talking about it, then we've already done our job.
Damn straight. Damn straight.
What you got, Cam? You got anything, brother?
I mean, if I could give any piece of advice to anyone going through it, similar path or whatever, I would just say hang in there, because I think God has a purpose for everybody here in this world, and it might not always look like rain and sunshine. Sometimes there's a lot of dark clouds that cover those things. You know, there's a lot of hills and valleys, and sometimes you're going to go through a lot of rough times and stuff, but embrace who you are, embrace the funny side of you, the goofy side, embrace who you are. Don't be afraid to really be goofy or anything. You know, everybody's always afraid to embarrass themselves, and I think nowadays more than any, people are afraid to just break out of their shell and do something that's out of the box. And I think when you challenge yourself to really try things that are out of your comfort zone, I mean, doing a podcast, for example. I mean,
For sure.
There's a lot of things out there.
And it's
but,
live too. You know,
yeah,
it's not even
exactly.
pre-recorded, you know.
No,
So
this isn't
yeah.
rehearsed.
Yeah.
So I mean, just getting out there and trying things that just you wouldn't normally try and do. It helps for sure.
What you got, Aaron?
Hold on, he's muted. Let me get him.
Been learning
There we go.
tonight, and I can just see how serious this subject is. And man, I'm just kind of taken back by it all right now.
What about you, Michael?
Yeah, man, it's a heavy topic that a lot of times that we don't really talk about normally. You know, it's not something that we just like start talking about, and it's something that I think it should be. It should be talked about. It's often times kind of like a last thought or it's too late kind of thing. So having discussions like this is exactly what I believe is the best thing to do. They say, awareness, what, yeah, actually it does. These kind of conversations actually help on not only, someone like myself, but even you guys here in the chat. I've been watching it, and you guys resonate with it. And so I very much appreciate these gentlemen for coming on to the show, and as well as Frost. There you go. There he is. But yeah, I can't thank them enough for, having this discussion. This is not something that is super, super easy. And again, this is not some pre-recorded episode. This is a full-on live, anything could happen, right? There's no editing. So we really appreciate the ones that trust us to like have these really, really hardcore discussions. You know what I mean? Because people can easily doctor up and do weird shit, especially live. So thank you all three of you guys for coming on here and having this discussion, because it's not easy.
I want to say one more thing real quick.
Go ahead.
So, hang on, let me get away from this noise. I apologize. So, Bolo said that it took a lot of courage for me to get up here and talk about this. And I don't know if my comment showed up before I lost signal. Someone tried calling me and kicked me off. So I don't know if my comment showed up or not. But to be completely honest, no, it didn't take any courage to come up here and talk about it. It's fear. It's fear that gets me to come up here and talk about it. I'm afraid that if I let myself go down that road again, I've already had my 3 strikes. I ain't trying to test it.
Right.
So I'm not wanting to let any of you down, any of the viewers down. I don't want to let my family down. I don't want to let my brothers and my friends down. I don't want to let myself down. I worked too hard getting out of that to go back to it. So it's not courage, it's fear. I just wanted to correct that real quick.
It's heavy.
Well, since everybody done spoke their piece, I'm gonna say my little last thing here, and we're gonna close this show. Like I said, first off, I wanna thank you all for coming out. Frost, whether you admit it or not, it did take guts to come out here and say what you said. So much respect and props to you. Xavier and Cam, man, I had great respect for both of you. And I appreciate what y'all are doing up there. And y'all continue to do that. And once again, I want to send my condolences to your brother. He was a good guy, really, really good guy, man. I remember seeing him on Facebook, and he had a video on there every other day, and when I heard about that, it was a little unreal. You know what I mean? Like I said, I remember you guys when you were kids, and I know your mother, beautiful woman inside and out, and I know she's working right along with y'all doing this stuff, and so my sincere condolences for that. But I know y'all doing a good thing up there, and y'all keep doing it. And anything that we can do here to help you out, if you need us to promote something, put something out for you, whatever, please feel free to let me know, and we'll do everything that we can to help support your cause, and hopefully, I'll let your stream go the whole show. So you guys take their information down, reach out to them, and see what's going on. We'll also start putting some stuff on the Dominant Effect group page, different stuff you have going on. Your mother is a member on there, and I think you are too. So just start posting stuff on there. To you guys that's not on the Dominant Effect group on Facebook, go on there. Just type in the Dominant Effect, go right in, answer the 2-3 little questions. Come on in. You know, we putting out stuff every day. We putting out information about a variety of stuff. You know what I mean? Because as we know, it's always a lot of stuff that's going on. There's a lot of stuff that mainstream's not going to tell you about, and that's the stuff that we put together. So,
and without stepping on your toes, feel free to put anything on kickstands down too, guys. So y'all's more than welcome to go on there, share your info and all that kind of stuff on there too.
See, I'm gonna charge you for that plug you just did right there, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
I gave you a chance.
I better get my 50%.
I'm talking to them. They can go on there and put their stuff on there.
See, that's what happened when I give you your time to talk.
There's no self-interest. Yeah, I got you.
Shut the hell up. You done after then, bro. I gave you that.
Now look, I forgot to mention there is a Facebook group or page called Nah Brother, NAHBROTHER. All right, it's for mental health awareness too, and we promote it over there. So I found out about it a few months ago, and we've been promoting it on Trouble's Mental Health Mondays.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get Trouble on here too one of these days soon. Because like I said, we just brought this up this time. This ain't the end of our conversation. We'll check back up on this stuff periodically, because I want to see they got this foundation going, and I want to keep track on it to see exactly what they are doing out there. You know what I mean? Because that's how foundations like this actually flourish. You got to put it out there. People got to know that it exists. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of people that watch this show that's in their area.
Totally.
So hopefully they all reach out and support these guys for what they're trying to do. I mean, it's an honorable thing that they're doing, and and if it's out there enough, then they can be able to help a lot of people. But like I said, that's it for us tonight. I appreciate you all, like always. Hit the like button, follow, share, subscribe. Send the link to people. Send it to somebody. Send it to one person. Let them check it out. Maybe they'll learn something. Every show that we do, there's always something you can learn in every show that we do. So go on there, send the link to somebody, because this show right here may actually save a life. So until next week, I'm Marsh Bishop, got Mike Ball, Aaron Olinger, and we'll see you in 7 days.
Much love, honor, and respect to everybody. We'll see you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.